Yo, JPU, Jamaica politics uncovered. This one for the queen of truth, Natalie.
Hello, JPU family. Welcome to another episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. For those of you who are just joining the channel, welcome for the first time. If you are returning subscribers, welcome back. I talked with some of you today who were new to the channel. Nice talking. Welcome and welcome back. I hope you're still here. I hope you've returned. So, what are we here about tonight? Tonight, we're going to be talking about national security, guys. Jamaica has come a long, long way. Long way. So let us talk about it. Let me see who's here in the chat. Welcome back, moderator, and everybody. Guys, when you come in, just make sure that you hit the like button. And if you can share this with somebody, that would be great. So, without further ado, let's begin. You guys will remember how far we have come. You remember all the headlines that we used to see in the newspapers, both locally and internationally. You will remember newspapers like The Guardian. You remember, BBC, CNN, all these international, um, all these international media outlets who would report on Jamaica's crime. And at times I would wonder, is there anything else going on in Jamaica besides our crime? Because everybody would always take the opportunity to tell the world that Jamaica is still struggling with crime. Well, things have changed. When you type in your Google search bar Jamaica and crime, this is what you see. Jamaica has experienced a significant decrease in its crime rate in recent years, particularly in relation to murders. While historically known for high crime rates, including one of the highest murder rates in the world, the country has seen a substantial drop in both murder rates and major crimes. So you look in your search, you type in your search bar, because that's what I did earlier. Typed in my search bar, crime in Jamaica, and this is what comes up. And it's such a good feeling. We no longer have to think about travel advisories and all them something there. The Jamaica Constabulary Force, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang, and Deputy Prime Minister, the police commissioner, and of course our Prime Minister, who listened to his security minister about funding and what we needed to make it better, provided the necessary tools to make sure that Dr. Chang worked with the JCF to get us a decent police force, well-trained, proper law enforcement facilities, and here we are, proud and loud that Jamaica is no longer a spectacle in the world for high crime rates. Now, if you look at this article, it confirms that in 2023, Jamaica recorded its lowest level of crime in more than 22 years. That was no joke. That was no prank. That was based on statistics. We should be proud. It's undeniable. You have law enforcement people in our region, law enforcement people across the world who are either saying to Jamaica, congratulations, or how did you do it? We are a small country, but we have made some big impacts in the world, including, yes, having the highest homicide rate in the world at one point. When they talk about Jamaica, we can do it big in anything. But we like to see Jamaica doing big in the good things. So here we are doing good in a big thing, which is the lowering of our homicide rates. But the question here tonight, guys, what did the former National Security ministers do? They were faced with crime, just the same. In my opinion, and you guys know I'm going to be honest here, the People's National Party, who is the opposition today in Jamaica, they have failed Jamaica on crime. Those of you who know the history, crime got out of control under the PNP. PNP was in government 4 terms, and all those years, we just kept seeing crime go up and up and up, and no matter what, it never came down. No drastic measures were taken, no preparations, long term preparations were done, and we just kept seeing a society that is filled with crime and gang activities. And, at one point in time, we even had funeral homes saying, listen, we can't manage. This is too much. And when a funeral home can say that to you, you know that there's a problem. So we're not going to go too far back into history here. We're going to talk about the last few national security ministers. K.D. Knight, Peter Bunting, and our current Dr. Chang. But let me just first say this. We had National Security Minister Dwight Nelson. I believe he passed away now. But when he was National Security Minister, and we had the Tivoli incursion before Bunting was Dwight Nelson. And I kept telling people, like I've said before, that Bunting always tried to take credit for crime going down. And if you look at the statistic, you'll see that between 2010, when the incursion took place, and 2012, by the time the PNP came in, crime was already down a good 250 less homicides. That's a lot by the time the PNP came into power. So under the PNP, we saw that crime increased again by about 250 when Peter Bunting was there. But I want to share a text with you real quick. K.D. Knight, member of the PNP, former member of parliament, and former national security minister. What did the former security minister K.D. Knight really say about crime in Jamaica? We're going to revisit the words and examine why the PNP never found the courage to be bold on crime during their time in power. From the challenges of leadership to the political risk of tackling Jamaica's crime problem head on. Here we're going to break down and explore the truth behind PNP's approach to national security and why decisive action was missing. Guys, do you remember when K.D. Knight was National Security Minister? I remember at one point in time we saw the situation in Haiti. We've been here so many times with Haiti, and we always get the Secretary of State from the US who always come to Jamaica and come to CARICOM. Come to the CARICOM community and say to us, listen, help us here. You guys must can come together and deal with the Haiti situation. And I remember seeing K.D. Knight with former Secretary of State Colin Powell, who is also of Jamaican descent. And I remember seeing K.D. Knight strutting with the Americans as a security minister in Jamaica and as a member of the CARICOM community. And in that time, I was saying, I think this may have been late 90s, I think. Somebody remind me, please. When Haiti was on the brink of crisis, and Jamaica and the CARICOM community and the United States, them got together and said, boy, we have to help them and do something. And I remember seeing that and I say, but look on Jamaica, do we are out here talking about we're going to help Haiti in crisis. And we have a crime situation that we can't seem to get control over. So UVC, TVC, and 1995. Thank you. 1995 and 2004. Whole heap of time, Haiti go through this, and Jamaica, as a member of the CARICOM community, always get involved in it. He was National Security Minister late 90s. So, for the 4 terms that the PNP was there and all the security ministers that they've had, I want to share this text with you from K.D. Knight. When K.D. Knight left representational politics, he had a sit-down interview with a journalist. And of course, at the end of your political career, or his political career, you kind of reflect on stuff. And that's okay, that's what you do. You reflect on what you did good or what you probably didn't do so good or what puzzled you about a particular issue. I'm going to try to put on the screen what K.D. Knight said in this interview when he was asked about national security when he was security minister. Just bear with me. I'm getting it. In the meantime, guys, just give the video here a thumbs up, and if you can share it with somebody, that would be wonderful. Just a second, guys. Okay, so there it is. Good night, Mark Stewart. Good night, John Black, and everybody. All the troublemakers, them in the chat. Good night, as you know. So when K.D. Knight was asked about national security and his time as security minister, K.D. Knight said this: no administration has really been able to put a lock on violent crimes. No administration, he said. My God, I don't know. I tried to send a message that it was a societal problem and that the political directorate alone couldn't solve it. When I sent that message at first, the news people were all over me. Right? So, what does this tell you? It tells you that we were seeking answers. We were seeking to find out what is causing this problem. Why are we suffering with this high crime rate? What can we do? And you used to hear all kind of opinions over time. Mental health, societal problem. Did anybody ever thought maybe we need to take a look at our policing, our police force? Maybe we need to get our police force up to standard. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you see these in Jamaica anymore? Do you see, back in the days, we used to have the local soldier truck, they were called the ratty. And I saw them used to travel in the soldier them. When them a patrol places like Jungle, Rima, I saw them used to do. You know see them thing in Jamaica same way? So based on what K.D. Knight said, no administration, no government has been able to, no more in Jamaica. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your response, Marcia. Very rare. When I was in Jamaica in the 90s, guys, growing up, and I remember when I used to live in Greenwich Town, by the time I left Jamaica in 99, Greenwich Town was starting to see violence. It never used to be like that, I used to some working class people, decent people live at Greenwich Town, some musicians come out of Greenwich Town and them something there. But as time went by and the gangs them start to spread out, see Greenwich Town it get away. And I remember you would see, you know, these patrol vehicles, and at the time it was kind of new to me too, because whenever I used to see this at Greenwich Town, or we used to see the soldier them come round in a them vehicle here, the ratty truck, the ratty vehicle them, the soldier vehicle them. And when they come round like that, say a crime a go on. Or some flare up. Same thing up at Jungle in Jonestown. We used to see the same vehicle them patrol, you know. And you know what they're coming about, because certain year them not patrol them way, yeah. Right? So it was puzzling for the PNP. It was puzzling. Over so many security ministers, none of them could figure out what was the problem. When them talk about societal problem, them are say, boy, the youths them need work. The youths them need this. The youths them need that. But none of them never think to say the police force needed to be revamped, retrained. Are the police them working in good condition? Are they getting a decent salary? If you were here when Dr. Chang came over and explained what he did, what his administration, his government did, these were the things. Yes, you're going to have some social aspects that you must pay attention to. But I think the order in which you do it is important. And also, you cannot go anywhere without dealing with the readiness and fitness of your police force, physically, mentally, financially, and all of that. So, would it be fair to say that the PNP feel Jamaica on crime? Yes, I think it would be fair. I don't think anybody is being unfair in saying that. PNP feel Jamaica on crime. No, thank you. Thank you. No, me here in a one PNP meeting this evening down at Central Kingston. Me hear them a say Steve McGregor is going to be the National Security Minister when him win. Guys, me go up the phone line for that one, yeah. Because I want to know if it even makes sense. Steve McGregor is coming from the school of security that we've graduated from. If you should send back Steve McGregor right now to be a police, I don't know if Steve McGregor could have functioned properly under this new JCF that we have right now. Right? I don't know. I just say based on my opinion. So when me hear the PNP them I say, them want Steve McGregor to win Central Kingston so that he can become our next national security. Me just hear it, moments ago. I heard it because they're having a meeting in Central Kingston. Me have to really wonder to myself if Jamaica people would have and put faith in a Steve McGregor to be our national security minister. What have to say about that, guys? Let us open up the phone line over here. If you want to contribute to the discussion, guys, this is the WhatsApp number. The PNP has failed us on crime. That's just the truth. This is one of the biggest flex of the government today. They've been able to address our crime problem. Will crime go up if Jamaica elects the PNP? If you look at this map right here, you will see the red. First thing first, remember that it was this entire map. When them put out travel advisory, it was the entire map that was red. Every parish. Right now, you see Clarendon, you see parts of Kingston and parts of Montego Bay, right? Just those. Remember, the entire Montego Bay would have been red, or St. James. And you see the police them now, about a week ago, they launched a major operation in Clarendon because Clarendon is still a crime hotbed in the country. So they're wasting no time. I heard a few weeks ago there was zones of special operation in parts of Kingston, curfew and them thing there. So the JCF is on it, quick and fast. Steve McGregor, a criminal, Lord God. Me can't say that over here. We cannot say that. I don't know. But what I can say is, I don't think Steve McGregor fits into today's Steve McGregor for them time here when police and soldier hang out a vehicle back with rifle. Steve McGregor does not embody the culture of policing today. Steve McGregor don't fit into this culture of police. So would you want to replace Dr. Kevin Blake with a Steve McGregor? That is going backwards to me. That's going backwards. The entire People's National Party has come to bring us backwards, guys. You know what? You know what came to my attention today? When the PNP them out there saying that Andrew Holness should go and them something there. Whenever I hear them I say, boy, we not no work, we can't get no work. The PNP them not talk about work and them something there opportunity, The man we come talk say the PNP them have a licky energy and a beggy energy. Me not hear none of them out there accuse the government say, you not provide no work for we. We can't get no skills. We can't get no education. And the PNP supposed to be the party of education. All them they talk about Andrew Holness bank account. And Andrew Holness time come, but them not talk about real issues. Are they interested in work? Are they interested in skill training? Are they interested in education? This is serious, man. So it is true. When they say that Peter Bunting has no interest in the security ministry anymore, it's true. I think he may be interested in the finance ministry because I've been asking if I know him, then I who at the National Security Ministry if they should form the government. And I've heard people throw names out there like Dayton Campbell, but I don't know. But no, tonight, about 20 minutes ago, when I heard in Central Kingston at the meeting, where they must say Steve McGregor, I say, oh, okay, it's making sense now. Steve McGregor for security minister. How about that? But can you imagine Dayton Campbell at the security ministry, guys? What a something. That would make no sense at all. For those of you who are just joining, this is what Mr. K.D. Knight said when he was asked in an interview recently about crime and reflecting on his time as National Security Minister. He said no administration has really been able to put a lock on violent crimes. My God, I don't know. I tried to send a message that it was a societal problem and that the political directorate alone couldn't solve it. But is that true? In this time of wholeness, Dr. Chang JLP, is it the political directorate who fixed the crime? Have you heard the administration calling on the churches to help them with the crime? Divine intervention and all them something. We heard Peter Bunting say, there's nothing that we can do, nothing that we can humanely do to get this crime under control. So the PNP told us that they had lost hope. They were hopeless. They had no money. Hopelessness. But better days are here. It's a good thing. If God forbid the PNP wins, there will be a lot of infighting for position, and if they lose, it will also be the same. When I lived in Greenwich Town toward 98, 99, this is what I used to see all the time. You have one big yard where they on a avenue there so. And that is where a lot of men would gather. You know? Big yard. And once in a while you will see the police them and the soldier them running and line them up. Line them up and search them. One and two times, you know, they will see them go with a couple of them and come back or whatever. But this was a norm. But this didn't solve anything, you know? It's a societal problem. When they use language like that and say it's a societal problem, it kind of put a stigma on the members of society who are poor, uneducated, black, unemployed. A societal problem. When we talk about a societal problem, it's always those people who are the problem in the society. And that is why you will see when the frustration take them and them don't know what to do, they go into these communities and they line up these youths, search them, humiliate them, and things like that. Hello, good night.
Hello, Miss Nas. Good night. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You're
Boy,
live.
you seems to be burning the midnight oil, man. Because I saw you earlier today, and you're back again at it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the work you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So regarding your topic for tonight, you know, it is a fact that the PNP have failed the nation when it comes to crime. Because I think the PNP's approach to crime is a soft and crime mentality that they take. Because if you notice during the PNP, the various PNP administration, is when you have like the gangs, the whole gang culture exploding in Jamaica. You look at West Kingston and Dudus and his reign he became prominent during the PNP's administration. So to the Klansman gang hold on Spanish Town. And
Is that true? Is that accurate that Dudas came to his glory during the PNP time? I remember seeing an interview. I think it was the last interview that Edward Siaga did with Emily Shields, and Emily was pressing Siaga about Dudos. And Siaga said, "Well, one thing with me when I was member of parliament, I made sure that I was not giving Dudos any contract. I don't do that because what you find there is that when you give them financial empowerment, you can't talk to them anymore."
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, wow. So really and truly, when you say that is under PNP reign that Dudos became empowered, what do you mean? Explain to the audience.
So basically, I mean, he would the control that he had over the because then again, his whole gang lifestyle would have been financed by the administration that would have been in power, because the contracts and all of those things, I mean, would have gone to him, and it would have been the party that would have been in power would have been issuing those contracts. And if you go and if you make a checklist of all the dons that we had in the time, like the Zeeks and all of those, just run down the list and you'll see all of them came to prominence and hold sway during the PNP administration. Do you remember when Bruce Golding became Prime Minister, and Bruce Golding make up a list of all of the dons and stuff, and said the PNP should do the same? You remember what the PNP response was?
Tell me now.
The PNP didn't comply with it.
Mm-hmm.
Only the Bruce Golding administration did it, but the PNP didn't participate in it. And remember now, during the incursion, after the GLP, the state of emergency, you remember who it was that cried it down and did not support it?
The state of emergency.
Because remember, you know, Peter Bunting, when he became, after the election of 2011, remember that Peter Bunting became Minister of National Security. What he came in on the way that state of emergency would have created a cut in the crime in Jamaica.
True.
Had he continued on that, then we would have, what we're seeing now, we'd have started seeing it from then. But their approach was, they are always soft and crime, and so when they are in power, crime is going to go up. Even as recent, remember the other day when the House was really coming up with measures to make the penalty stiffer for those who commit certain crimes. You remember who it was that was saying that it is draconian?
Donna Scott and the PNP. Yeah, there have always been soft on crime for true, because I was watching that debate very close and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. So for us as Jamaican now, why are you going to broke a system that is working? Because that is what the leader of the PNP says, that if they should gain state power, they are going to discontinue a lot of the things that the Labour Party is now doing. And the things that the Jamaica Labour Party is now doing is contributing to both the economy, the crime, and other things in the country. You remember back in the days, up to the 2020 election, health, crime, those were two of the major topics up for discussion about who would do a better job. You realize that no, you don't hear anything about health, you don't hear anything about crime, in as much as it's not the topic up for debate to who would do a better job. So these are the things that we need to look at as a people. When somebody come, for example, Mr. Golding, along with his team, are offering up themselves for to be employed for the job. Now, one of the criteria is the track record. What is your track record for us to employ you? Don't tell me to employ you and you'll make it up as you go along. Because basically that's what I'm seeing from the PNP. They just make it up as they go along. They are not concerned about continuity with what is working. Continue to do it and let it work. You might need to tweak it. Yeah, you tweak it. But then you can't just go break it down, because to break it down, then the country, you're going to plunge the country. I mean, even further than where it is coming from. And then you're going to have 5 years to rebuild. You know what? You know the amount of deterioration is going to go on within that with your breakdown in order to build up.
True. I mean, the PNP, when it comes on to crime, they're tough talking. Remember when Portia was saying, if you touch one of our children in this country, when they meet one of the time, them start texting upon the pit them in our country, remember? They will talk tough, but when it comes on to doing anything, one of the time he used to look out and say, the PNP come like they're afraid that gunman them in our country, and the gunman them around the country. So...
And if I may, I want to say something. I've heard you say this over and over. And look at what the PNP, the now present opposition, who's vying to become the next government, look at what they're offering the country. They go on a platform and they are promoting lewdness, no standard. They are promoting lawlessness. You remember growing up in Jamaica when somebody tell you to go XY your mother, you realize that was something that when somebody tell you that so where people respond to that sometimes was fatal.
Yeah.
But what we see now, it is not being promoted as something to be accepted. We see an opposition who's vying to be government. I mean, promoting people who have checkered past. Not that you can't learn from your past, but if you're offering yourself to occupy the most highest position or the leader of the land, you must have a credible reputation. So we need as Jamaicans, look here, the system that we have now and this administration, it is working, and it is working for the betterment of the country. Jamaicans are no longer afraid to come home to Jamaica. Crime is down, economy is doing good. I saw a gentleman from Mr. Williams' constituent, Central Kingston, and he was showing some clips of some videos to the development that is taking place in the community. You realize when you uplift the standard of the people start valuing themselves.
Of course, yeah.
And what you notice for the 30 years or the 20 years that some MP has been member of parliament for some community, the people's standard of living has not improved. You keep the people poor, you keep them illiterate so that you can manipulate and control them. But I want to ask them one question, and I heard a politician ask this question. What do you have to lose if you give another party a chance to change and to lift the standard of the constituency that you live in? Give it a try.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Thank you for calling. Guys, today I talk to somebody from around a jungle. I'm going to say, what going on in that country? Any development, anything? No, because why? Yeah, you are in the confines of jungle. There's no development of jungle. So you're not going to see what is outside of there. Hello, good night.
Yes, good night, Nats.
Welcome.
Yes. I want to just run back quickly in history. And you can understand why we can. Well, I agree with your headline that the PNP has failed Jamaican crime.
Mm.
Do you remember the infamous Green Bay massacre?
Yes, that was a long time ago, but what about it?
Which party was in power?
Sir, get to the point about the Green Bay.
That is the PNP. And the then security minister said that no angels died. Had to turn around and apologize when they realized that it was some JLP persons who were lured, politically motivated killings. It comes back again when Omar Davis was in Parliament and heard that Willie Agatha had been shot. He left Parliament in the middle of doing the country's business to go there.
Mm.
A few young men, there was a spike in crime in his constituency at one point, and he came to the nation and said, these youngsters were arrogant, illiterate, and irredeemable. It goes back again, most of the major police killing squads, acid, eradication, the crime management unit, and Kingfish were formed by the PNP. So when Peter Bunting come and talk about warrior mentality and the PNP's of guardian mentality, what the hell am I talking about?
Okay, I don't even think we should even waste time talking about Bunting. Bunting is the weakest link when time it come on to crime.
So the thing is, the Jamaica Labour Party is the only party that has tried different things to solve the crime problem or otherwise curb the monster of the spike in crime. And we have to, as a nation, have to give the government a chance to do. Whatever the government did that has caused the approximately 40% drop in crime, I think we should continue that, because if it goes to 40, it can go to 50, and we try something else and it goes to 60. I would love, because I was given a stat that a state in America has about 10 million persons, and per year they record 300 murders.
Mm.
Just imagine. So if we could get below the 300 murder, it's a massive improvement in terms of safety and security.
Can do less than 300 too. I've seen it in some countries.
It can be. It is a sad state, not when we are using loss of people's life as a political tool. It shouldn't be. Let me tell you something. You see, for me, I don't believe a politician should come to the crowd and tell them that, oh, if you vote for me, I'll make you safer, less of you will die. If you vote for me, I'll give you water. You can't live without water. If you vote for me, I'll give you roads. You can't fly. So you must use roads. This is supposed to be a mandatory requirement in your job. What I want to hear from a politician is new initiatives. How you gonna be creative? Things that we never thought about, things that we can utilize more and make better. Use our natural resources, make more people be educated. These are things I want to hear. I don't want to see Beanie Man with him big old shit-looking belly, they jump up on stage like comrade. I don't need to see that. If I want to see Beanie Man an artist, I go on stage show. And that is it. They have taken Jamaica for a joyride for how many years, and they just believe that we are the same 1970s, 80s, and early 90s. We are different. We know better. We start travel now, so we know what the world out there is, and we need better.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah, man.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too.
Hello, good night. Hello. Different time. Different approach. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Nats.
Yes, hi.
3 quick things.
3.
Well, you have said enough on the crime, so I won't bother touch that. But
What you mean by then the topic no crime? A crime you talk about?
No, you had asked a thing on your video earlier today, with this lady about the diaspora voting.
Oh.
Right? And the thing for me is normally you vote per constituencies, right? Because an MP, you vote for MPs, and then the MPs choose the prime minister.
Yeah.
Right? So when a diaspora person votes, which constituency them are going to put those votes towards? That's the problem. Because I hear the diaspora talking about the thing, but I don't think sometimes people have sat down and they equate, because this is the United States. But in the United States, you vote directly for a president.
So wait then now. If the person or persons from overseas vote, then they must belong to one constituency?
Well, that's what those things I've never heard anybody flesh out, because if you're saying a person who's on the voters list and is tied to a constituency, but the way my lady was talking, she never make no such stipulations, right?
Yeah, for sure, proof for your address.
It needs better and greater particulars to flesh out, because the way government is thing in Jamaica is different. If you are voting directly for the prime minister, for instance, like or even the president, then I could see that working, because then you don't really matter about the MPs. The MPs are basically being thing for deal with the issues in your constituency. Somebody who lives overseas may not necessarily understand or even share the views of the majority of the people in the constituency. So they might be voting on a national issue when you in the constituency are voting on a local issue.
Okay,
because
so I guess
you are in the constituency and you know what you need.
I guess how it works is your address determines, who you vote for, which MP you vote for. So that's a conversation that needs to be had.
That's one quick one I wanted to touch on.
Okay.
The other quick one that I wanted to touch on is that I hear, for instance, right, the opposition talking about the manifesto, right? That the Labour Party is presenting their manifesto on Sunday after the first debate. But my question to them, and what I don't understand is, they presented a manifesto. Them come and say them a present supplemental, right? And they don't see nothing wrong with that. But them have a problem with you now, because and this is the thing that I can't understand. Every time them talk about their manifesto, them say them don't want to present everything because them don't want the JLP fit. Right? No. If it is that they have an idea, we not gonna know nothing about that idea until when them win.
Well,
so pushing at the bag is a pushing at the bag thing with the buy.
No, the PNP put out. I don't know if them put out the supplemental yet, but they've put out their manifesto.
Say them up, but when them talk about the supplemental, them say them have some things where them kick back because they don't want the jail. The same thing they were talking when originally before them put out the first one, and the same thing them come and talk about again, which we can't understand.
I don't know when they're gonna put out the supplemental, if they ever will. I don't know. But we'll see.
But finally, the gentleman a while ago is correct. Mr. Cook was a child, was a youngster in the 80s, right? and when his father died, it wasn't until in the 90s and the early 2000s that he became a man of prominence, right? And during that time, it was indeed the People's National Party. In fact, one of the things that always puzzled me, they claim this man was notorious, this and that, but he was still considered fit and proper to be given all these government contracts. Because up to the time of his arrest, they said that he had secured how many government contracts prior to that. So how is it that he was getting all of these government contracts, yet still they are claiming he was a man of ill repute?
Well.
So how were they authorizing and he was able to pass a fit and proper test for them to be given those government contracts?
Well, the one thing with this administration, if we're talking in the present, one thing with this administration, especially Prime Minister, we kind of see them think they are phased out, see, I think Andrew Wallace is probably the first Prime Minister who doesn't have, to my knowledge, doesn't have any ties or any relationship with Dance and Gunman.
Well, indeed. The final thing, I'm not.
No, man. Me I forgot make somebody else call now. So
Yeah,
I thank you.
This is one you can answer.
No, man. I have to go, sir. I can't type the line like this. You've said a lot, and I appreciate it. So let me just take another call. Okay. Thank you. Hello. Good night.
Good night, Nats. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
I did for your family. Nats, question.
Mm-hmm.
The PNP, them look like them worried.
About what?
The whole election thing.
Yes.
I don't think so. I think them up to something because they say all of a sudden now, Bunting did say if they get into power, they will not be firing the Blake guy. He said it since week.
Okay, so how does that equate to them
So
not?
I guess my guy would be the minister and he would be the commissioner. Still, he would not fire him.
Oh,
He said it in a release because people were saying that. But I don't trust them enough. I take them up to something, and them to me take them things so them have it in the bag. I don't know what I'm up to, but I don't trust them.
So you not take them have it in the bag?
If you see them up to something, something, them have something part.
So you're not faith in the electoral system?
If me don't know nobody in the electoral system.
No, I'm saying if you don't have any faith, if you don't have any faith in the electoral system.
Yeah, man, we have faith, but you don't know them people already, you don't know. Look here now. People are so what we are saying most mad people are follow them, but not mad people. You have the hustler, you have the international and the local medicine man, you have the machine man, no pun intended. You have all of them people there line up in and them have money. You understand? Because guess what, the windows of opportunity for them people there, are closed, and them have to fight to keep it open. You ever see Skenan come out with them people? You ever see most them people there yet? Them and they never come out yet.
Okay, well, I could see it go then.
But I just have a feeling that them up to something. I just, your sixth sense just tell you something.
I understand.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for calling.
No problem.
Guys, do you have faith in our electoral system? Me used to them upgrade certain things and they're trying to use more technology and digital this and that to make the system more efficient. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Nice. Not Nick B said, I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Cornell said, presently, yes. Hello, good night. Hi, welcome.
I had a point. I wasn't going to call, but as you asked the question, if we trust the Electoral Commission, I decided to call. Because my point was, when commissions are being set up in Jamaica, who are setting up the commissions? Because all the commissions that are set up seem to be set up for politicians and not for the people. We've seen what happened with the Integrity Commission and the God Clause. It's like, and then we've seen what is happening with the Jamaica Teachers Association. Whatever they give, we just have to take. We've seen what is happening with the Debating Commission. Whatever they give, we just have to take it. Like, I don't get it. Like, I've never seen in all my years of debating a situation where I get to choose who is moderating or asking questions.
So, are you saying that you don't have faith in the electoral system?
I think I've heard, at least, and I think they've done good work over the years. But having seen how all these commissions can turn on a dime and we just have to take it, it's bothersome. Because if anything weird happens, we'll probably just have to take it. So it's a little bothersome to me.
I understand.
I think the government, if hopefully this government gets back in, and I'd love to see them look into how commissions are being formed and look who it really benefits, because the government should work for the people. And a big flaw with democracy is in situations like this, the only power the people have is to vote. And when you have only two real parties in Jamaica, you're voting for either or either. And then you have no say after. It's almost like they just do whatever and you just have to take it.
Yeah, I understand.
It's bothersome.
Yeah, I know.
Almost like the people have no power at all.
Well, thank you for calling.
Yeah, have a good night.
You too. Guys, when the caller before this gentleman, the lady who called, said that she have a feeling, you know, me can't too blame people when them say them have a feeling, because within the People's National Party, Mark Golding, Peter Bunting, and those they recruited, they were able to corrupt the PNP's internal electoral system. They were able to do that. And they know they did. And they could never dispute that they did that. They could never deny that they did that. So, having knowledge of that, I don't trust them. I do not trust them. Do I trust the electoral system? I don't have a reason yet to say I don't trust them. But outside of there, wherever the PNP is operating, I would want to see police and soldier there monitoring things. I would, because I know what they did to the PNP's internal electoral system. They rigged it like it's never been rigged before. One amount of fraudulent groups. You see inside that PNP, you see all that the group system and sitting with them have that for dash way, you know. Because them people are corrupted bad, you know. One amount of false, fraudulent groups where them put together to put that money in a power in there. That's why nobody no respect Mark Golding, you know. Because they know say a fraud they use. When on a fraud, they might take money for dangle over people them head. They tell them say, me go no much $1 million if you put me as president of the party. They're fraud. Total and complete fraud. Jamaica 411 put out one piece of document today which shows that Mark Golding was never an investment banker. He told Jamaica, me a big investment banker. He was never. I true me not put the document up here, so me that show no, where he was identified as a lawyer, but Christopher During and Peter Bunting, they were referred to as investment bankers. So Mark Golding was never an investment banker. Chris During and their headquarters up at Lady Musgrave Road, investment banker. Bunting, them say them are investment by. I think them a crook. Me no consider them no investment, not even Bunting. I used to from when last one year from Christopher During. No, I have nothing to do with them. So with the election and them something there, me feel say the PNP them will try to rig something in the different constituencies. I think they will do that because I've seen them do it in the PNP. And at a certain point, it is out of the hands of the EOJ. But personally speaking, I believe that we should have some observers and them kind of people that will watch. We'll keep an eye out and watch the process on election day. I think more so than ever before, we need that in Jamaica because I don't trust them either. I don't trust them. But anyway, guys, let's wrap it up here. For those of you who did not see the live today, I was live today around 5 p.m. On a different topic, you know. So if you didn't see that, you can check that out. Otherwise, I think Karen and 411 will be joining tomorrow. So I'll be speaking with you guys again tomorrow. Make sure you share this content, guys. We're going into an election. We're 10 days away, less than 2 weeks from the general election of Jamaica. And national security will be on the ballot. So the Jamaican people must be aware of what they have as choices in terms of who will keep the country safe, who will be, most aggressive on crime and national security. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for calling in. And I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Take care.
Yo, JPU, Jamaica politics uncovered. This one for the Queen of Truth, Natalie.